Hello, Destroyer here, and I am back with another cast of Rise of the Lich King patch 2.02, version 4. So, today we'll be looking at a 3v3 on Dagorlad, which is a pretty cool map. I've played a few times myself, but this is a pro game, so these will be pro players, not myself, in it. We have MattysMirk as Angmar in the top right, and his partner in the top middle is Megrim, and their top left partner is CS as Goblins. And the other team, we have Sania as Goblins there. And let's see, his partner is RasAlGul, otherwise known as Thor, as Elves. And we have, last but not least, Shadow as the last person on the bottom team, as the Men of the West. Alright, so, yeah, this should be interesting. 3v3s are pretty good. I do like them quite a bit. Let's see, opening with a standard barracks there. A couple farms, a couple trees here. Not much else, it seems. Are there builders not actually doing anything? Ah, waiting for a barracks. Or green pasture, that's why. Okay. So he's saving for cavalry. Makes sense why he wasn't doing anything. Alright, we got a goblin cave here. A couple goblin tunnels here and there. Looks like he's pushing out forward. Alright, let's see what CS is doing here. He's going goblin caves, immediately getting some goblin warriors. So he's going 2 goblin caves pretty quickly off of 3 tunnels. Seems to work pretty nicely. It's a good balance, I think. And then we have a few farms from Megrim, but wait, Megrim has soldiers. Where's his barracks? There it is. I'm like, how do these exist? But there they are. There is Megrim's barracks, very far forward. So he's going to try to possibly control the outpost in the map with that forward barracks. So good placement for that. Plus they probably won't think to look there, right away at least. So it won't be attacked right away. We have a Hall of the King's Men from MattysMirk here. He'll be getting Thrall Masters, and he is going for a Troll and Wolf Den, so he will probably go for the Wolf Riders, as you might imagine. Pretty useful on this map as well, because it's very long. It takes a while to get down from here, all the way up here. Not too long, but, I mean, long enough. And he is sending some good and bad warriors into the base of Shadow here, who is the min player. And he will have to defend his farms. And the aggression begins. Looks like we do have some Gondor soldiers in the back of RasAlGul's base. I'm just going to call him RasAlGul, because that's what he says in here. Even if he is Thor, just for the sake of keeping things easy to remember for other people. We actually see it pop up as RasAlGul. And those Rivendell Lancers really proving to be quite useful, dealing with the orcs quite easily. Lots of men of the west coming on from the south here to the other elf space here. So Megrim will be being aggressive here with his little army of men there. So we got some goblins from Sania running up to the north. Possibly will clash with these other goblins of CS. And it looks like he has found a tunnel here. Probably take that out, I'd imagine. Yep. Builder gonna get out of there very quickly, as he doesn't want to die. Looks like a tree was lost there. Unfortunate. Goblins helping to aid his partner here. Well, these are actually Lindens. So elf player actually going straight for Linden archers, which are the horse archers, obviously. Not a bad choice, I gotta say. Those will prove to be very useful, as you might imagine. So Goblin player has got up here, so the other Goblin player will have to defend. And he probably shouldn't have too much trouble doing that. Looks like he's got a 3rd Goblin cave, and he's got a fissure now. What's the other Goblin player have? He's on 3 Goblin caves. So the other player is ahead as far as production buildings goes. Are all these Lindens? Yep. Lindens can still trample. They're not as good as their counterpart, the Rivendell Lancer, obviously, because they don't have spears in hand, but they still can do trample damage. And they can shoot from far away which is quite useful. I think this unit is a bit too strong at the moment. I'm hoping it gets nerfed in the next version of this patch, and I'm pretty sure it is going to be. What do we have going up here? There's a lot of blue guys here. Okay, there's definitely something happening here. MattysMirk could be in a bit of trouble. Looks like he will lose his Hall of the King's Men to the aggression of the Men of the West from Shadow. And then let's take a look at the powers real quick. Angmar doesn't have a Snowbind. He started with War Chant, so he will not be able to save it. Snowbind. Let's go over here. Goblins have War Chant. Looks like everyone has War Chant or Rally Call, whatever their team provides. Generally speaking, that's the best power to start with for any team, really. But it can be situational. Sometimes, like Vision of the Palantir can be really useful, or Farsight if you're the Elves. Prebane, sometimes if you need to scout, which is useful, but you can also use it as a debuff, obviously. You just gotta decide, but majority of the time, Rally Call is the one that pro players will choose, and you always see them using it quite frequently. There's some Goblin Archers out in the field from CS. Those will prove very useful, but we also have some from Sania as well. So it's a Goblin on Goblin thing here. We've got Cave Bats being purchased, and that will lower the attack and defense. So these ones are buffed, these ones are debuffed. Obviously the red team is going to slaughter their way through there. I mean, I say that, but I didn't mean red team, I meant green. Or, no, green's the one being debuffed. Of course. There's just not enough red there to actually make anything happen. Looks like Megrim still has control of the outpost here, which is great. He's definitely enjoying the extra resources from that. We do have our Elven Barracks there now. Will he actually stop Megrim from controlling this area? So that'll remain to be seen. There's a few Gondor soldiers as well from who? Shadow. Shadow is the blue player. Oh, he does a marketplace, which gives you increased resources from farms of 12% on all your farms, passive, just by having it on the field. I really like that about this patch, how that works. I always hated the marketplace in other patches, where you'd have to build it and then you'd have to buy the upgrades. It's just really slow, and it takes a lot of money. In this, it actually just, it's really nice, and it really helps. It looks like that will be fended off easily. Alright, we got half-troll marauders, half-troll swordsmen joining the fray here. And the Linden horse archers coming in as well. That's not, well, the Linden's doing a good job of trampling the little goblins, but they do need to be careful as they are not half-troll proof. They won't be doing a whole lot against them. This attack from CS will be pretty effective, as he does have Corsairs as well. And the only thing that's really going to stand between the base and destruction of it is probably these Lindens. But he does need to be careful, as they're going to get killed if they get caught in melee range. As you see, they easily overpower these Goblin Warriors, which is really what Sania is running off of here. So he's really going to need his partner to help him out. Although, while helping his partner out, he is leaving himself completely defenseless. And Megrim could capitalize on this weakness here. Looks like Shadow is running around with his army. He's got a decent sized army now. And he will begin attacking Angmar. You definitely have to be careful of this Fire Drake. If you get too close to the Fire Drake, he will burn your troops quite severely, which is not good for your army, as you might imagine. I've lost many troops that way myself. It's just dangerous. So it's good to either avoid it or take it out with like a hero or something if you can. Looks like the Elven base is going to take a bit of damage here. But these Lindens will prove to be doing a lot of damage themselves. As you see, they pretty much slaughter these guys here. We do have Faramir though. He's level 3. Megrim does have a hero. looks like things went in the way of Angmar here a little bit. But it's because May Shadow is actually running past them. And let's see what's happening over here. The goblin on goblin action continuing to happen here. I think this is level 2. I thought it was a level 5. Just the way I was looking at it. And it looks like red will begin pushing in on green this time. It does have spider riders, which is going to be quite useful here as long as he can micro them nicely, which he seems to be doing. Half-Troll Mirage are way out of position to actually stop anything from happening. You have a cavalry army here led by Omer, and he will be doing pretty good damage to these Gondor Knights. And yeah, things, well, I'd say they're looking bad, but the elves seem to be holding on. He's taken a bit of damage to his base, but I don't think he's really lost a whole lot in that attack, if I'm honest. Now red getting deep into green goblin territory here. So Sania going to be forcing some pressure on CS. CS does have Gore Kill. That should be helpful. So he can get him leveled up once he gets leadership, which is at level 4. That will be extremely helpful indeed. And he does need to get some pikes out immediately, or at least get them on the spider riders, as they're just getting so many kills. It's brutal. And look, if you can micro these spider riders, look how destructive they are. Carving their way through these goblin archers. Really proving to be a pain in the ass to the green goblin player, as he can't really deal with them with one half-troll battalion. Although he could, he just has to actually position them a little better. When you get caught out of position, you do end up losing a lot of guys there. Lots of red goblins here. Backed up by some spider riders and some Linden horse archers. Pretty dangerous army. Looks like Megrim has lost the outpost to RasAlGul, and Legolas will go knife fighter mode, trying to stay alive here. I don't think Legolas should be in aggressive stance though, as he will be taking extra damage. I think he one-shots him anyway, doesn't he? Gondor Knights, that is. I'm not positive about that, but I would imagine so, as that only adds armor. But he will be retreating to the safety of these Lindens. And it looks like I'm called. Well, I guess he is Thor. RasAlGul will be keeping the outpost there, but Megrim will contest that very quickly. All right, big battle up here between the two goblin players once again. Red seem to be overwhelmingly killing off the green player there, and as you see, the half trolls chasing down the spider riders, but not really being able to catch them or doing anything. So they're just going to lose their entire army there. One single green goblin archer running for his life. His life will be forfeit soon, I have no doubt. Do we have Dark Rangers? Yes, we do. So MattysMirk has a pretty strong army here. He has Morgamir, it looks like. Waldar as well. Morgamir level 4. Waldar, where did he go? He's in here somewhere. Oh, we got an arrow volley. Actually, no, that's long shot. No, that could be arrow volley. It's hard to say. That looked bigger than a long shot. Well, I guess I could look, can't I? MattysMirk actually has Felwyn now. He has 10 power points. He could buy something. Scavenger, obviously, from Sania, the red goblin. Oh, we got White Summon going down. May Shadow has heal. The other goblin is Scavenger as well. We have hobbits from Megrim, the top man of the west player. And we have arrow volley, which is what was used. And he has heal as well. Waldar, let's see. If I can click on him if there wasn't whites in the way. Level 5, so he can summon Hillman. That is a quite useful power to reinforce your ranks there when you're attacking. I like Waldar quite a bit. He's my first choice for a hero as Angmar, I think. I mean, Morgamir's pretty good too. But I mean, Waldar is cheap, and he's pretty powerful with the Hillman as well. It's a leadership bonus to Hillman. So goblins are up here. does want to take this, as he does want to stop the Corsairs from being purchased. A couple cave trolls from CS, backed up by a lot of Goblin archers and some Corsairs and some Goblin warriors there. That'll be quite helpful. Looks like he's capturing the signal fire as well, so he can get his power recharge timers down, obviously. Gotta run through on these Athelian Rangers. I was trying to think of the name of the place. Got a Boromir as well, level 4. If he can get a level 5, he will give leadership to his army there. But he is going to be killed if he isn't careful. He is healed though. He is killing most of these horse archers quite nicely. I think he'll be able to get away. We got an ant summon somewhere. Let's find it. It seems MattysMirk's base is actually in a bit of trouble. The Ents, top left, Snowbind being thrown down the fortress, so it won't take any damage from these Ents. Always a nice power to counter the Ents with. Gives you time to react, as his army is down here, completely engaged. He can't run back to base. He's either going to have to make a new army, of which he's doing, of some half-troll marauders, which will be helpful here. They do pretty good damage against Ents. Ents are going to have to flee, looks like. I don't know if they should walk away too far, though, as they don't have that long of a timer. He could have at least destroyed something. And it seems May Shadow is okay here. MattysMirk will regroup there. And Megrim still holds the outpost now. Look at all these shiny farms he has. Quite nice. Did these Ents end up doing anything at all with their time on this earth? I don't think so. I think that was a kind of a misplay by the Elven player. He might get one farm as opposed to nothing at all. And see, they despawned by the time he walked back. I don't see the purpose of walking away. He could have possibly attacked anything else, really. Like those. Maybe he accidentally moved his entire army. That does happen. And maybe he didn't notice his Ents were walking away. But nonetheless, they didn't really do much. So, Snowbind really proving to be effective there. Having an Angmar in your team is quite nice. Personally, I can't use Snowbind for shit because I always forget I have it. Because I'm just not used to playing Angmar. I have let my partner's fortress fall because I forgot I had Snowbind. It just happened. Level score kill here, level 2. Yeah, it looks like green is starting to fight off the red's attack here. Although Sania does have a Dragon Lord. Level is the Dragon Lord, level 2. Not quite too scary, but he's always scary because he is the Dragon Lord. Who isn't scared of a dragon, honestly? Maybe Thorin Oakenshield, but other than that, I don't know. Although he is still scared of the dragon, obviously. Megrim has a very large army here. Lots of Athelians, lots of Conjured Tower Guards. And he does have some Rohirrim as well, which easily deal with these attacks from Goblins. And the top team's looking pretty strong, I gotta say. Things are definitely in the favor of the top team. Angmar's army is very large, very powerful. Men of the West army is very large, very powerful. And Goblins is even very large, very powerful now. So things are starting to look pretty bad for the bottom team, I'd say. In a way. But they're far from out of the game. And I wouldn't say they're at that much of a disadvantage. We do have Linden's... not Linden's. What are they called? Noldor Warriors. From RasAlGul there. Those are pretty good. Worm being summoned down. Top of the Athelian Rangers, completely wrecking them. And with the cave bats on top as well. And yeah, that's pretty destructive. The worm is such a good power. I really feel it. Ooh, Blight being thrown down. Which in this patch turns guys to whites if they die on top of it. And as you see, there's just whites everywhere. It's a really destructive power. And yet he has summoned whites and he has that. We have Worm, obviously, from Sania. Continuing to burn away. What else we got? Anything new? We have a Worm from the other Goblin CS. So that'll be thrown down eventually soon. Drogoth using his Wing Blast here to knock everyone down. And look at that. Look at all those numbers popping up. Lots of guys dying there. Megrim doesn't have anything new, really. He has hobbits. I don't know if he had that before. Maybe not. Obviously, we saw the summon ants, and we have arrow volley and elven wood from them. Yeah, that's everyone so far. Angmar's still looking scary over here. You know Mayshadow's sweating a bit, as that is going to be hard to defend off, even with the help of his elven ally here. And Megrim pushing in simultaneously. So 2 attacks going in from the top team. One from MattysMirk, the Angmar player, and one from Megrim, the Men of the West. Will they have the defense necessary to actually hold? That's the question, isn't it? Arrow volley being thrown down. Megrim pressing X to scatter his army quite nicely. Also using a Horn of Gondor from Boromir to freeze the enemy troops. Ah, and the red goblins coming through, cleaning up the Athelian Rangers. That's gonna hurt. The elves coming in to help as well. How is Men of the West down here doing against the threat of Angmar? He does have a Rogash, so he does need to be careful and get him out of there. Ooh, jeez. Morgrimir is level 7. He does have Dark Glory, which is really good. Morgrimir and nearby Dark Dunedain gain 33% armor and damage. I wasn't aware it actually gave the Dunedain near him that as well. That's amazing. So them, the Black Numenorians, and the Dark Rangers, I believe, are the Dunedain, if I'm not mistaken. So those are the ones who would be buffed by that. We just have a lot of red goblins all over the place here. So he's everywhere at once. A beacon being placed by MattysMirk. I'm not sure why. He does have a Karsher. Karsh is pretty good. He's probably the hero from you see least from Angmar, but he's still a pretty good hero. He's more of an assassin. He can actually teleport around. Inflicts massive damage on a non-undead unit, which is pretty strong. Waldart level 8. So his Summoned Hillman will level up at like level 10, I think, or something. Oh no, the Linden's gonna get a run through. Ooh, Rogash getting a good swipe though, killing a ton of them. Arrow volley being thrown down, not getting a whole lot, as they were too quick. Let's go over here. It seems goblin on goblin action once again, as you become accustomed to in this game, for sure. Grim coming in with some Rohirrim to help out. And with those Rohirrim's aid, they should be able to deal with that quite nicely. And so far, this is a pretty good game. I'd say it's pretty evenly matched so far. I'd say the top team has been getting the better of engagements, but the bottom team is definitely doing well. The red goblin is definitely doing good. Sania definitely proving his worth with his goblin play. Removing spear throw there. Now a little bit. Drogoth's still alive, although you just need to be careful because Rohirrim do have bows. And MattysMirk doesn't quite have the army necessary to destroy Mayshadow once again, so he will need to regroup. But Megrim will begin pushing forward with his army. This would be a good time for MattysMirk to attack, though, to help his ally. If you attack one player on 2 fronts, if you can knock out one of the players, you pretty much ensure victory in the game. That's just how it goes. Because once it's 2 on 3, even if you're a pretty good player, generally you'll just be overwhelmed. Unless you've got some super sneaky tactic that you employ. Rohirrim getting taken by a fireball there from Drogoth. Drogoth level 6, he does a fireflight. Oh, destructive. Look at all those burning Men of the West. And Megrim's army is absolutely decimated there. Looks like he's summoning some Rohan allies though to help him out. That'll get a good run on these Goblin Warriors at least. Or these Linden Archers. Can they be trampled? I'm not sure. Possibly. But they are a hero unit, so maybe they can't. But the Mirklets can. And Omer is still here, actually. So he will help. Let's see. No, you cannot trample Noldor Warriors. I called them Lindens, didn't I? And Angmar pushing forward, taking out a barracks there. There's a worm summon as well. Whose worm is this, though? CS, the top left player. And a Balrog being summoned under a trebuchet to take it out. So this is Sania's Balrog, the goblin player in the bottom left. Now he's pissed. He could get a fire, breathe fire right on this army. That would be so good. Oh, and he's going for it. MattysMirk's army is going to be decimated here. Lots and lots of burning hill trolls. And the elves come in to help clean up as well. Balrog will be repositioning there. There's a little skirmish here. Both teams seem to be okay. Red will be just fine. And let's follow the Balrog's progress. Balrog is always the most exciting thing in the game. I'm sure most of you can agree. And he'll begin taking out resource buildings, it looks like. Always a good call. Is he going to fire whip Waldar? Oh, yeah. Waldar going down to the fire whip. Absolutely brutal. And he's going to reposition once again. Doesn't look like I'm missing too much on the mini map there. That's good. I can focus on the Balrog action, which is what I want to see anyway. Anytime a Balrog comes onto play, he's pretty much got the spotlight. For the most part. Another breathe fire. Going to be taking a lot of troops there. And Balrog will go down, but not before doing so much damage. And we have another worm. Whose worm is this? Is that Sania's worm as well? Yep. Sania sending the worm down. That's going to begin doing more damage to Angmar's base there. And army. And he's knocking down the signifier instead of capturing it. Probably would have been better to capture it, I would have thought. Golem taking a few arrows. He's very, very weak there. Looks like May Shadow's not interested in the ring. Alright, there's a large engagement over here though. Lots of giants, it looks like. Lots of goblins. And Fire Drake Brood. The little hero unit from goblins there. Burning lots and lots of goblins. I'm not sure who's going to win this engagement quite yet. We have an Azog. He's level 3. And the green player there. And he has Megrim as backup here. Although, I don't know if the Rohirrim are going to be enough. As Sania is pushing forward quite effectively with his goblins. Forcing them to retreat. So back goes the Rohirrim, back goes the goblin army. Yeah, and he seems okay over there. Seems Angmar was kind of really wrecked there, so he's going to need to recuperate a bit. Trying to recover his strength, get his balance back. While Sania just continues to attack. Fire Drake Brood belongs to CS, by the way, the green goblin. So that's why he's burning them. That makes sense in a lot of ways. Goblins have heavy armor now. Looks like they're upgraded onto these horse archers. One of these is actually Rivendell Lancers, which is nice. And he also has Treebeard, which is good too. Treebeard using his attack on the Fire Drake layer there. And if you're wondering why the men of the West here look white, but they look blue on the minimap, it's just something I have installed. But they are blue, I assure you. As the white is actually this player here, the elf. But, nonetheless, I'm sure you can tell who men of the West and elves are nonetheless. Unless he has control over them, but he does not because he's still here. May Shadow actually has the Ivory Tower. You can see most of the map. Ooh, we got a fell wind combined with some whites. Going to be knocking them down, and then they'll be taking arrow fire from the Dark Rangers. Plus whatever else is in that mix. Waldar in the back there, swinging away, slaughtering these Athelians. And Dark Rangers are very effective against, well, not effective against that. The Watcher being summoned down on top of them, completely obliterating them. There's a troll stone thrower over here. But it looks pretty bad for Angmar's army there. Sania's support has just been huge in this game. as he's just getting tons of power points. Let's take a look at the power points again. MattysMirk, the Angmar player's Avalanche. I'm not too sure where that's going to be thrown down, but that is his 25 power. Fireflight being used, killing quite a few goblins there. Lots of corpses in the field. Obviously, Sania has Balrog, Watcher, Goblins, Worm, and he has the Spiderlings as well. Tumble Bombadil from May Shadow, the Men player in the bottom right. We have just a Worm. He almost has a 25 power. Worm is a 15, I believe, so we'll have a Balrog on the field again. No time flat. And looks like we almost have a 25 power as well from Megrim, the middle Men player. Looks like the only person doing any attacking is him. RasAlGul, the Elves, has some player. I never saw that used, but apparently it was. And he has Ents that is back up as well. So Ents will be back in the game soon. We had an Avalanche somewhere. Hard to say where, honestly. I didn't see it. It did happen. We got Aragorn leading the charge here. He's level 1, so he's just been brought out, I guess. Trying to fend off Sania. Let's go over here. Lots of Angmar troops, lots of Angmar heroes. Hopefully we see the Witch King. Witch King is pretty good. But obviously Witch King is expensive. And we got Ents being buffed by Treebeard. Allied Ents near Treebeard gain 15% speed and 100% armor, making Ents pretty strong when they're with Treebeard. And it looks like Megrim will begin losing ground here. He's losing farms in the middle, he's lost his outpost. And the Elves are doing a little bit of damage there. And Angmar pushing in on the Men of the West once again. Bellwind being thrown down on him. And Rogash's Leap going in while they're all grouped up, just completely obliterating them, sending them flying everywhere. It looks like May Shadow's army is in trouble. Now he throws Blight down. Possibly would have been better to throw Blight down first and then Leap, but nonetheless, it's very effective nonetheless. Look at all these whites. And Megrim trying to fight Sania with CS. Sania just proving to be quite the foe. He does need to be careful with his Drogoth though. He has his Fireball ready, but he's taking damage, heavy damage from Athelians. Oh, and the big kill goes to Faramir with his wounding arrow, managing to take off the Drogoth. I'd imagine Sania can afford another one though. No, not quite. He only has 2,700. Looks like May Shadow's base is taking a bit of damage here. But it looks like Angmar's army is pretty much non-existent at this point. Any remnants are fleeing the battle. And the top team pushing forward once again. Megrim pushing in on the Elves. And CS pushing in on the other Goblin, although losing his army in the process. He will need more troops. And a Worm being summoned down on top of Megrim's Men of the West army here. It's going to do some damage, no doubt. Army of the Dead being summoned by someone. Whose are these? I wonder. Probably a Megrim. Yep. So Megrim definitely has the backup here. That will keep most of these orcs. Well, these are Angmar troops from MattysMirk from the top right. And they will have support from these Oathbreakers. And the Elves will lose a level 3 barracks there, which will cut off the Noldors and Mirkwoods. Although he does still have a beastly army out here. Him and May Shadow will begin pushing from behind there. And will probably save the rest of this base. Sania is attempting to push forward here. CS putting up a good defense. The Goblin Mirror is strong in this game. And both players doing a good job of playing with goblins, I'd say. We have an actual Fire Drake out here from Sania, which will be quite effective. Fire Drakes, the actual Fire Drake is really good. I don't actually like the Fire Drake brood too much. They can't even use their Inferno until they level up, which usually they die off before they ever get it. But still, they're still pretty good. And I believe you can have 2 of them, so it's not bad. They do about as much damage as a Fire Drake, almost. But Upsleep, that's more fearsome. Oh, somebody going down to these Goblin Spider Riders here. I think it was Azog from CS. Bombadil being summoned down, trying to stop the elves here. So that must be Megrim's Bombadil, as you might imagine. So he's taken out though. Cloudbreak being thrown down by somebody. Probably by May Shadow. Looks like all the troops from Megrim are frozen. Gandalf using his lightning sword to take out any of these Rohirrim he can. Angmar's getting ready for a push here. Yeah, it looks like Megrim has reclaimed the middle. Sania is making ground though. We have a Fire Drake Brew being purchased here. And those are 1500 by the way. So they are a bit cheaper, but as you see they go down very quick. That's why I don't like them. For the price they're very, very weak. You can't really have them by themselves. And CS is probably in a bit of trouble here. He might want to call for help from his allies, as he has lost his level 3 furnace, or fissure. Now all he can make is goblin warriors and archers, which is not going to be enough to stop the mountain giants and the army of Sania. It looks like Megrim is aware of this. Megrim summoning the Rohan allies and the Dunedain Rangers to help. Will it be enough though? We do have a Snowbind still, I'd imagine, from MattysMirk somewhere in there. Oh, the Balrog being thrown down. And that could spell doom. And the Ents being thrown down as well. Oh, all three players throwing on everything they have to kill off CS. Snowbind going down though to save the fortress at least. That's literally all he'll be left with. And I think that is going to be the game decider there. Angmar is making good progress here. Is it going to be enough? I don't think so. We have two Balrogs though. Another Balrog being summoned out to help kill the Ents. Possibly. That's CS's Balrog there. He will want to get rid of those Ents immediately. But these giants are still alive. Both of them are alive indeed. And now, this fort will continue to take the rock damage. The Rohirrim just can't kill this one. Oh no, it's devastating. Oh, good thing Rebuild was used there. Balrog taking out the mountain giants at least. And Sania is safe, quote unquote safe for now. Megrim has saved his life with the Rohirrim and the army here. And he saved his own life with the Balrog, obviously. Mainly what saved him. But MattysMirk will continue pushing on with his Angmar troops. There's lots of Dark Rangers here. Lots of Hill Trolls. Hill Trolls are very tanky. Especially with the armor, obviously. We got lots of Men of the West heroes here. We have Theoden, we have Boromir, we have Gandalf. We had a Faramir at some point. Is he still alive? I'm not sure. So the Elves have Thranduil level 9. Perhaps he can get him to level 10, that'd be interesting. As the Thorn of Vengeance doesn't see much use. It's a good, very powerful attack. I guess that one remained to be seen, won't it? It sounded like a dragon or something just happened. I'm trying to find it. Oh, it's just Drogoth. Okay. I was like, dragon? I don't see it. But CS is rebuilding his base now. So Megrim is trying to help keep him alive. Watcher somewhere around here. There it is. And summoned down on the Angmar army. Honestly, the best use you could have got out of it. Taking out all those Dark Rangers with it is probably the best way to use it, I feel. The arrow volley with white power, or the Tainted Land, is really good. It's not Tainted Land, it's Blighted Land or whatever. White. Avalanche is getting close to being ready to use, if not... No, it's not quite. Looks like there's a sliver left. As you see, it just causes a lot of whites. They despawn very quickly, but still very good. Whose darkness is this, by chance? This is Sania's darkness, the goblin in the bottom left. Cloudbreak is almost back. So May Shadow will be able to get rid of that. No, May Shadow's on his team. He wouldn't want to get rid of that, as you might imagine. Looks like the Elven player has Sunflare ready to go, as far as I know. He did just use Flood somewhere. Not quite sure where. If he's an Elf player, probably on someone's base. Or someone's army. Sounds like Gandalf has died here. Which is unfortunate. This darkness really proven to be useful for the bottom team, making Sania even more unstoppable than he already was. Looks like he even has a Shelob out in the field. With a level 5. And she has Poison Stinger at level 4, which is quite useful for taking out heroes. And I just hear Frodo's agonizing death. The Ents push forward here. A worm being summoned and try to stop them. It's a Treebeard and Ent, actually. Those are real ones, so they ain't despawning anytime soon. And as soon as the Snowbind wears off, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. He needs to keep moving, though. If that worm gets off of breath, this Ent is going down. He does not want to engage it if he can help it. It looks like the bottom end of the West team is making decent progress against Megrim here. Megrim only having really Rohirrim to deal with this. The bulk of his army is up there still. It looks like the Ents will actually take out this base, I think. I don't foresee them stopping this, not with a couple Goblin Warriors. And CS is going to lose his fortress here. And down it goes. Come on, Elrond, finish it. There you go. CS's fortress is gone. He's trying to get his builder out of here. Into the tunnel he goes. And as you see, the worm's dying thing trying to get rid of a... Ooh, Sunflower being thrown down in the last of the buildings here. He does need to get rid of the rubble, though, if he wants to get rid of CS. So that will happen eventually. I think CS pretty much has been defeated in this game at this point. As there's no coming back from that. Not when Sania has just been so strong the whole game. Very hard to stop with his goblin hordes. And now really it's just the last stand for the top team, but they will push forward with all they got. Nonetheless, Angmar still looking powerful. And Megrim still having a decently powerful army as well. Let's take a look at powers real quick. We have a dragon. So Sania has a dragon he can throw down somewhere, if he chooses to. I wonder where he will actually summon it down. Probably on the army of Megrim, I would imagine. Possibly to take out this. Tom Bombadil, though, will help immensely. Looks like Ruin was used on the fortress. Ruin does pretty good damage, actually. Ruin's a good ability from Morgan. It does good building damage. It's kind of like a Shatter Hammer from Gloin. I think it does the exact same thing. So CS has been defeated. I missed that, but he is dead. Taken out of the game, so it's 2-on-3. And yeah. But things are actually looking really bad for May Shadow. He's losing a lot of base. But at the same time, with all their armies down there making their final push, their bases are completely undefended. So it'll remain to be seen what happens with that. The dragon needs to be summoned down to actually counter this. And there it is. Sania will help with the dragon. Not before May Shadow gets defeated. Oh, what a turnaround. And now it's back to 2-on-2. Sania in RasAlGul. And it looks like Megrim is probably going to lose his base here because his army is very far away from home. Oh man, this is bad. It's good. It's really good though. I love games like this. This is a really action-packed game so far. All the way down to the end. These giants are just doing a great job here. We got lots of buildings. This level 3 stables will be taken out probably. Gandalf coming to try and stop this army. Will Gandalf be enough? Probably wanted to use Wizard Blast before Lightning Sword. Lightning Sword is not really the best thing to use on a group of guys, I think. It is, but not when you're being attacked in the face. You need Wizard Blast like to get them away from you. And Sania is just looking unstoppable here. As he's got goblins pushing forward all over the place. Angmar coming in to help his men ally here. It is still an even game though, with not MattysMirk. MattysMirk is the other guy. May Shadow taken out. Looks like MattysMirk actually has a Winter's Wrath there. He just used it. Looks like to actually kill off most of the Goblin army here. So that happened like right as I clicked away. That's inconvenient, but nonetheless, Goblins still have an army, still have a presence. And things are still looking bad. 3 giants. 3 giants could spell doom. I'm not sure what language that spells doom in, but I'm sure, sure you can figure that out. We do have Army of the Dead and Earthquake though. Things could go right into the top team's favor if they can actually get into the base. All they need to do is push forward through this elven defense, which the elves don't have much actually. This is a really close game for the end. Brendo level 10. He does have Thorn of Vengeance. Will he use it though? Doesn't look like he's gonna get a chance. Oh, this is devastating. Megrim actually has the ability to stop this. Use the Army of the Dead. And Balrog being summoned out. By Sania, obviously. He's the only player who remains who has Balrog. There is a Watcher somewhere. Looks like being summoned down to take out whatever archers were here. Army of the Dead kills off that quickly though. And Army of the Dead dealing with all of this easily. Balrog's fire actually can kill the Army of the Dead. If he positions his stuff right, he could destroy those. But looks like he will be facing the wrong way when he does that. Trying to get this forward base down though. I can understand his reasoning. But it looks like Megrim will live on. And possibly they could make a push here. There's lots of Angmar troops ready for battle. And not a whole lot in the way of anything over here. Except for a lot of heroes. Treebeard and Ent really just kicking it around here. Uh-oh, Ent's being summoned down in the back of Megrim's base. He's going to have to react to that immediately. Do we have a Snowbind from Angmar? Nope. Snowbind is halfway recharged. So I think this fortress is going to go down. As he's not able to do enough damage quick enough to take out these Ents, I don't think. That one got to get an extra throw. He probably shouldn't have targeted those guys instead of the fortress. Maybe he didn't, and maybe he missed through. It's possible. I don't know who I'm rooting for in this game, really. I'd say the top team is kind of the underdog, in a way. Because Sania is just so powerful. He's not in any danger. His base is like fully upgraded. He's got everything. He's got money. Probably coming out his nose. He's got 11,000, almost 12,000. Everyone else is sitting 2,000 to 500. Nowhere near that amount of resources. Possibly, Sania should give some of his resources to his elven ally here. That would have been good. When you have that much money and you still have an ally, you should probably share your money. But, nonetheless, he doesn't need to, I don't think. Maybe. It would help. He would be able to get more troops to defend his base, obviously. Which is always a good thing. So many Dark Rangers from Angmar here. Holy cow. Darkness being thrown down once again. Which is from the bottom team. As Angmar does not have darkness, neither do Men of the West. Does he have Daybreak though, or Cloudbreak? Megrim, that is. Megrim does not have Cloudbreak. That could be a problem. He does have Earthquake though, and is ready to be used. There it is. Oh, that green pasture is still standing. That Earthquake actually didn't do as much as he was probably hoping it would. It took out all the defenses, but really didn't do much damage to the fort, and this is still alive. So he can still produce units out of it. But with all those defenses gone, their forces are poised to take it out. Especially with these troll stone throwers in the back. Oh man. Is Sania going to be able to finish off one of the players before this happens? I guess that will remain to be seen. He does have some Spider Riders and half-troll Marauders, half-troll Swordsmen and stuff in Darkness. Fire Trick as well. He should probably go straight for the Fortress. Looks like he's going to do that. He's going to go for everything, actually. At this point in the game, the level 3 farms, even the level 1 farms are crucial. You don't want to lose those. Because you need the command points, you need the money. Unless you're Sania.
It isn't me you want.
And it looks like lots of damage going down on RasAlGul's fort. Worm being summoned down to try and counter this. The Eagles as well. He needs to target these trebuchets, as they're the one doing the bulk of the damage to the fort. Snowbind being thrown down on Megrim's base. Going to attempt to save it. Oh, and the Elves lose their fortress. Could spell doom for the bottom team. Just when you thought one team was going to win, the other team pulls out a trick from their sleeve. And now Elves might lose the game here, as there's still a lot of Angmar troops. And Elves not going to be able to do anything power-wise, obviously. He's throwing up a new fortress, though. And is Megrim's base dead yet? Megrim actually holding the line, saving his base. And that is going to be disastrous for the Elves. And the Shade of the Wolf, obviously, being summoned out. Going to help finish up the Elves here. Well played to these players. This is an amazing game. Really good play on all sides. I wish the Shade of the Wolf was stronger. I'm sure everyone does. It's just so crappy. But I think he actually... Thorn of Vengeance was used in this game at some point. Recently as well. Possibly killed a hero or something. Didn't see it. Or if I did see it, I wasn't paying attention. Looks like he used his ability, Howl, to freeze the army. Dark Lord's Lament, as it's called. A beacon was placed by Megrim somewhere. It was removed though, so I didn't actually see where it was. Is this the Elves' last building? Elves' last builder? I think so. So if they can just get over there and crush that building, that'll be the end for the Elves, and it'll just be 2-on-1. In a 2-on-1 scenario, I don't think the Goblins can pull it out. Not when both players are really good. Especially with all the powers they both have and combine in conjunction with each other. It'll just be hard to stop. So actually the wolf is going away now. And the Elven Builder is right there. Just go north a little bit, you will see him. Beacon was placed by RasAlGul. Showing there's troll stone throwers in tow. You will have to worry about those, undoubtedly. And we have summoned giants ready to be used by Angmar. So that will come into play very shortly, I have no doubt. A dragon ready to be used by Sania. Almost darkness as well. I feel like darkness was just used. But he probably has signifiers, as you might imagine. Yeah, he does. So his recharge times will be reduced pretty significantly. Red Builder being killed there. It's one of Sania's. And Drogoth being returned to the field of battle. He is level 10 now. He does have Incinerate, which is pretty good. Sometimes it bugs out though. It needs to be fixed, I think. As it sometimes misses the army it's targeted on. Which is a little curious. But things are looking pretty good for the top team, I'd say. It's basically 2-on-1 at this point. All RasAlGul can help with is his heroes that he has left, really. If he even has any left, does he? I think he does somewhere. Ah, right there. He has Haldir, and he has that guy as well. Watcher being thrown down on top of Megrim's army. What? They did manage to get the signifier first, at least. So I'd say that was worth it, at least. That's at least like twice right in a row there. And here comes MattysMirk. Lots of troops. The Legion pushing forward. The Watcher already being used. What else does he have to use on these? He is Sania. He has the Dragon. He has Hillman. Or Wildman. He has Spiders. But is that going to be enough? I wonder. Dragon being thrown down. I love that dragon model. It just looks great. I think that's a special edition thing. Goblin's dragon looks like Smog or whatever, which I think is very cool. Looks like the dragon's being repositioned after being cast down. Where is he going, I wonder? Not too sure. I mean, dragon can reposition pretty far, I think. Where did he go? I don't actually know. Oh, up here. Okay. I didn't see him. It's hard to miss a dragon, but sometimes it happens. Yeah, it looks like he will go away. Unless he repositioned again. I think he just disappeared. He spawned. And look at Megrim's expansion. He's got farms everywhere. And that's really the way you want to do it. An Army of the Dead being summoned down. If that Thranduil goes down, he's dead for good. There is no elven base here to rebuild it from. We still have Troll Stone Throwers from Angmar as well. Uh-oh. Looks like this move, Ruin, is going to be used. It's going to shut this down. No more Null Lords are going to be purchased. And it does do a ton of damage, as you see there. Drogoth the Dragon Lord being slaughtered by these archers here. Looks like RasAlGul is going to be defeated. Nope, not yet. He's got another building somewhere. Oh, he's got a fortress now. How curious. I'm not aware of that. Balrog being summoned down in defense here, knocking Lord of the Trolls, Rogash, quite a ways there. Fire Whip being used, not quite killing him. Doesn't look like he will die to that. Sania is going to regroup here. Well, the elves are not out of the game yet, at least. Having a fortress is always a good thing. He can use his powers at the very least. He can build builders. So he will continue to help Sania try and win the game. But honestly, I think it's only a matter of time before the two teams in the top actually are able to crush the Goblins and finally kill the Elves off. It's really a game of powers at this point. As every time someone builds an army, power is used on top of it, and then another army is needed. You really have to be ready with like a second army, just ready to go if you ever want to make ground in a late game, as one power can completely obliterate your army, or at least split your armies in two. That tends to help a bit. And it looks like the Elves' Flood is almost ready to be used as well. The Elves' power are definitely going to be helpful. Elves have very good power points, or very powers to use. Looks like Megrim is doing a good job holding the top here with his Mirkwoods and his, not Mirkwoods, Thillian Rangers. Tower guards here. Azog here, trying to break the line of the Men of the West. Boromir ain't having it though. Oh, looks like a poison sting happened on Omer. Not enough to kill him though. And we have darkness once again from the Goblins. Does Megrim have... Well, obviously not, he would have casted it. RasAlGul has it though. Megrim actually does have it. He probably should use Cloudbreak, right? Cancels freezing, we're in darkness. I guess maybe he wants to use it at a time where he could take advantage of the stun. Which would make sense. Sounds like Flood was used there to take out Angmar's army. You can see the remnants of that. White's being summoned down and try and kill the builder. Dark Rangers actually managed to killing it off. Oh, he does have his stables down here now. But Angmar is making ground. He's got lots of summoned orcs, he has some whites, he's got a wounded Rogash, and lots of Dark Rangers. He's going to need the help of Megrim though if he's going to make any ground here. Looks like a lone tower being thrown up. Lone tower in this patch is quite better than it normally is, I believe. Usually it's just a tower, but in this patch they actually made it like a buff, like a statue almost. Provides the same leadership and healing as a fort, banners and House of Healing. So it gives buffs, healing, and leadership. It's basically a statue and a well built into one that you can summon anywhere. It also fires, making it a pretty good power actually. Oh, Shade of the Wolf is almost ready to be used here. Oh, looks like an elven hero has died. I think it's Haldir. Remnants of Haldir, at least. As both Thranduil and Legolas are out here, both level 10. Arrowwind is pretty good against large armies. So is Sunflare. Ouch. Sunflare being cast down upon them, completely obliterating them once again. And like I said, the powers of elves are just going to be huge here. Even if he doesn't have an army, his support with the powers is just going to be enough, I think, to help Sania. Is it going to be enough to actually go on the offensive, though, is another question entirely. It's really hard to go on the offensive against two really strong teams. Oh, it's like an air volley being thrown down. And actually will kill off a lot of guys there. Aragorn's level 6. Aragorn level 10 would be pretty bad for a bottom team. If that ever happens. Does he still have Gandalf? I wonder. And there you see Arwen just completely annihilating them. Arwen is so devastating. There's Gandalf. He's level 3. He's not even Gandalf the White yet. So really you won't see anything cool out of Gandalf for a while. If ever. Looks like there's an Elven Shroud there. Or Elven Mist, whatever it's called. And really just waiting for a big ending here sometime. Somebody is going to make some big play at some point. Or somebody's going to give up. It's just a matter of time. And I think it's a matter of time before the bottom team gives up or is destroyed. Sania is not going to let that happen for a while. A beacon has been placed by MattysMirk. Possibly showing there's an Elven Fortress there. I guess they do want to know that, don't they? Ah. Earthquake completely annihilating the Goblin's base. All his production structures are pretty much gone except for these fissures down here. Spider Pit actually surviving though. Oh, in combination with the avalanche. Nicely done. Well, both of the giants actually being killed immediately. Shade of the Wolf though coming out. Will that be enough to actually destroy the Fortress of Sania? I wonder. He doesn't do a terrible amount of damage, but he is doing a decent amount. I don't think at the rate he's dying, and at the rate he's doing damage, he will actually make it. So he's gonna eat. Oh, big mistake sending some half-trolls to destroy this. As I gave him a chance to refuel. And now he might destroy the fortress here. Because he was able to eat. If there was no enemy troops around, he may not have been able to heal himself. And yep, Sania will lose his fortress. Pretty much securing the defeat here. Oh no, the Shade of the Wolf did not manage to finish the fortress. It needs to be sneezed on. Someone that's trying to stop anything from happening. Watcher being thrown down as well. They're gonna have to throw down all the stops here. So it won't save this fort. Complete obliteration. And I'm really happy that Ent summoning sound is going away. As that is just really annoying. It's a cool sound effect, it's just really, really loud. Will we have... it pains me to see a fortress so low. He probably should have summoned, like, them over here, right? It only needed, like, 2 hits from an orc warrior and they would have destroyed it. But he will continue to destroy everything else, which really... that is just as good. If he can't defend himself, he can't produce troops, he can't do anything, he won't be able to defend this fortress. So it makes sense. I wonder if he was actually building the ring hero. I mean, I know Sania had the money. But it's hard to say, because I can't see what he's buying. Smog being summoned down once again. Trying to scare off the armies. Oh. Eventually someone will get this. Is there any powers they could throw at it? Would an arrow volley destroy him? No, probably not. That would be curious. Yeah, at the moment they don't have anything that can just destroy it.
Come to your king, goblins!
And the Dragon and Worm just taking out the Men of the West army pretty nicely. Tom Bombadil, that might be enough. Stop fighting the spiders, Tom Bombadil. Sonic Song on the fort. Oh my god, that's enough. That is disastrous. And with Sania losing his fortress, that pretty much secures the victory for Megrim and MattysMirk. But holy cow, that was an amazing game. But it isn't over yet. Very tense. Lots of turnarounds. And honestly, I thought the bottom team was going to win this game. About halfway through, I thought the bottom team had it in the bag. But no, as you see, the top team pretty much securing the victory here. As once they get going, the powers of Angmar and Men of the West are pretty strong. Even for goblins to deal with. And like I said before, it is a matter of knocking out the opponent. If you can knock out a number of opponents, it will become a numbers thing. And the ring being claimed by RasAlGul's builder, he will control the one ring for a short time. If something unfortunate happens to him. As it usually does, whoever uses the Ring of Power.
Didn't they like my singing?
And no one liked Tom Bombadil's singing. Arrowwind killing lots and lots of guys there. It's really, really good against archers, specifically. It just completely wrecks them. And yeah, without the defenses of a... Drogoth is dead now. Without the defenses of the Goblins, there will be no hope. There's a couple Elven heroes, but they're not going to be enough. Goblins can't even defend themselves because they have nothing left. What does the Goblin have left exactly? He has a fissure. And he is building a fortress here. There goes the army of the dead. That's going to finish off any remaining enemy forces. Korkill will die here, undoubtedly. And they will begin pushing forward. Fortress being cancelled, the builder being taken out. And that will spell doom. He can no longer rebuild. Oh wait, he still has a builder in his thing. You see there? His tunnel has a builder in it. But at this point it doesn't really matter. As this is just a matter of cleanup. Instead, choosing to be destroyed. Sania has been defeated. See, he's left the game. As his fissure's still here, so RasAlGul has taken control. RasAlGul has been defeated as well. He has left the game. And the victors of this game are the top team, CS, Megrim, and MattysMirk. So well played to everyone in that match. That was really, really epic, actually. Enjoyed that one quite a bit. And I hope you did as well. So I see you in the next cast of the Rise of the Witch King patch 2.02. We'll see you next time.